Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
Missing the Ferry are a second-generation Irish band. The members are Kevin Cunningham, who was at school with brothers Kevin, Chris and Paul Anderson. They're multi-instrumentalists playing guitar, fiddle, mandolin and bass, and all are vocalists. Now, Paul is my guest today. He'll be telling us about their Irish roots, forming the band, their recordings and packed live gigs schedule. Now, as many of you know, I'm out and about several times a week at the Irish Radio Roadshow, an excellent venue at which I regularly MC and provide entertainment. It's the Shamrock Club, the Ridgeway, Welling Garden City. Now, you're sure to warm welcome. It's a friendly Irish club established more than 50 years now. Topping the bill on this Saturday, tonight, 21st of May at the Shamrock Club, are Missing the Ferry. I'm delighted to welcome Paul Anderson to share what everyone can expect on the night. Paul, lovely to speak to you.
Hi, Jerry, and you.
Now, Paul, you've been playing we've been playing your tracks all week. Among them, the current release, Castle Bar, also Duty Free, together with God Bless You and Keep You. Now, themes are about how Irish emigrants down through the years have adjusted to settling in the UK, or not, as the case may be. It's all based on your own roots. Tell us your mum's name and where she hails from, and also about your grandmother on your father's side.
Yeah, sure. My mum was born in County Roscommon, in Roscommon Town. She came over here sort of the early 60s, like many others, to do nursing over in the UK. She's been obviously settled ever since over here. My dad's family, his mum was from County Sligo, out in the country, sort of Riverstown, that area of, I don't know if people know Sligo, but yeah, it's right out in the country, Surrey, a place called Surrey. They came, and my mum and dad, they met in a dance in St Albans, in the sort of mid-60s, the rest is history, as I say.
Right. Like so many, as you say, your mother came over to nurse, and you've actually followed in her footsteps, working as a nurse yourself. Now, I believe you set your mother on a new career path. She actually features on the song we'll be playing in a moment, Castle Bar. What's the story there, and did she take much persuading to actually to do the little poem at the start?
I think... to be honest, Joe, I think she took little persuading, a lot less than we thought. I mean, she's one of the, she's quite shy, I think, doing anything like that. But, after, a few drinks, she was up for it, I think. So, she did a good job. And it was good to have her on the record as well.
Indeed, and we'll be having a listen to it in a moment. Now, on a serious note, the song was partly inspired actually by your mother's friend and colleague who sadly passed away, and you've dedicated it to a young man, Kieran, may he rest in peace, who was taken far too soon. Can you give a little tribute on both? Yes,
so it was basically that was it was a little kind of poem that was written that my mum kept. From one of her friends from back home in Roscommon. She wrote it, one of those things where you write, like when you're leaving school, or a little note in a pad, I suppose, before online and everything. And my brother Chris, he found it, and he just thought, it'd be good to have her speaking about it at the beginning of the song. Sadly, she passed away very young. In England following a road accident, so kind of she never got home, so there's that sadness there at a young age. These tragedies you kind of go through, you bring them with you. Kieran, I went to college, I met him down in college down in Twickenham, and he was a great mate of mine. His family were from County Mayo, Castle Bar, and he died I think it was 22 when he passed away, and again it was such a sad period of our lives, but he was full of life, and just sort of cherished the times we had together. Some great nights out, and another one with sort of Irish background, and countless good nights out with him. So we thought, we've written a song about Castle Bar, about kind of the emigrant experience over here, good times, bad times. We thought we give him a little shout at the end as well, because it was a big part of our lives back then.
Indeed, both very sad. Now, Paul, it's fair to say that the music you grew up with was from all the Irish greats of your parents' generation, Brendan Shine, the Dubliners, many more. Now, many of my guests have their own style, and the likes of Nathan Carter and Derek Ryan are versatile and attract a huge youth following, reviving dancing. However, they've also gone back to their origins and are proud to record classic Irish standards. Now, how would you define your own musical genre?
It's good. I mean, all that stuff is great as well. It's great that it's still there. It's still, it's flourishing at the moment, which is brilliant. And we kind of, I suppose trying to sum ourselves up, I suppose we kind of lean towards the folk kind of sound. I suppose the obvious sort of similar band would probably be like the Pogues in the terms of our reference points and things like that. But obviously, we do us, so we bring our own kind of influence to that as well. We're, trying to sound kind of unique as well. But yeah, we're kind of in that tradition, folk, but trying to put a kind of modern sort of take on it. If you get it, kind of like writing about a few contemporary issues as well, but trying to keep one foot in the past as well. And yeah, kind of mixing it all up if we can, and seeing what we get at the end of it, and hopefully people like it.
Indeed. Now, your songs are compelling, I'll have to say. You tell a story. Now, I've interviewed the young Dublin poet Stephen James Smith, also Seamus O'Rourke from Leitrim. They spin a great yarn. Now, this is a great tradition of Irish storytelling. There's definite parallels with what you yourselves are exponents of also.
Yeah, totally. And it's it's a good genre to write about, to be able to do that, folk music. And I mean, the kind of music we're into is very varied, to be honest. To even going to stuff like hip hop and things like that, and writing, telling a story through lyrics, basically, and being not overtly political, but sometimes there's obviously it's kind of the times you're living in. It's difficult not to comment about some issues, and I think people are open to that as well. And I think everyone's going through some tough times, and I suppose music, it's just an opportunity to kind of get a message out there, but also do it in a positive way, and make sure people are enjoying it as well if we can.
Indeed. Now, currently it's distinctively cool to be Irish, as they say. Now, you're playing in London on the home counties, and that's where Tom Grennan, who, like yourselves, is immensely proud of his Irish identity, started out in Bedford. Tom's father was an Offaly man. Now, Tom was a talented footballer before choosing music over sport, and is quoted as saying that he continued as a professional footballer. He would have pulled on the Ireland shirt now if selected. Now, your songs focus heavily on Irish exiles, the pull from home, but also settling in the UK. Are you comfortable in your own skins, in so far as you're proud of your Irish heritage, but respecting your parents' choices of forging a life here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, and he's doing Tom Grennan, actually. He went to the same college as me down in Twickenham, St Mary's. I was talking about that earlier with Kieran. I didn't realise that at all. I did a bit on their Facebook page. I realised he was at the same university as me, but a lot younger, and obviously a great voice as well. But yeah, I mean, he's kind of doing sort of more sort of popular stuff, and but he's doing great stuff. Yeah, and yeah, I think in terms of being comfortable in our own skin, like, we're lucky we got music to express ourselves. It's a difficult one sometimes. The whole thing about identity and being second generation Irish, and I think you get to a point where you are kind of happy in your own skin, and you accept what you are, and people have, you get a lot, there's tags, like plastic paddy, negative things that people will label you, but we've kind of gone through that, and a lot of it's just based on kind of ignorance, and I get sometimes that people don't quite understand why why you consider yourself have an Irish identity when you're born in the UK, you've got this accent, but for us, it was a very natural thing. We didn't really have to think too much about it. And, and obviously there's a lot of people similar upbringing. And it's just about celebrating that really and being who we are. We're not trying to force anything. We're not trying to change, make anyone feel any differently about themselves. Just celebrate our culture, really, how we were brought up. Even the likes of like listening to yourselves and, it was all part of it, really, being born over here to Irish parents.
Indeed. Now, Ed Sheeran, he's a patron of the London Irish Centre in Camden. Now, his grandfather was born in Belfast. His grandmother hailed from Wexford. He's composed Irish songs. You're in good company as a band embracing the heritage. Who actually writes your material, Paul?
I think, well, we've all kind of written stuff, really. I mean, the latest, we're hopefully getting an album out soon. I think the majority, I'd say I've probably written most of the songs on it. But yeah, like I say, we've all written stuff. We all write in different ways. I mean, for me, it comes quite quickly. I'll get a lyric and it'll just be one line. I can kind of write a song quite quickly from that. And then it tends to be, well, I'll bring it to the band, and my brother Chris he's probably the most musically gifted out of us. He can kind of change things, and and then we bring it, then we come up with something. But we all listen to it. We all come up with, we all put our influences into it. And like I said, I think we've all written songs. I've probably written the most at the moment, but again, that can change. And again, it's just bringing different things to the band. Everyone's got their different upbringing, different tastes as well. So it's there's no hard and fast rule, but at the moment, we're kind of coming up with quite a lot of stuff, which is all positive, to be honest.
That's great. Now, everyone going along tonight to the Shamrock Club is in for a real treat. Your latest single is Castle Bar. I assume you also do some covers on the night, like that people can sing along to and are very familiar with. The song Castle Bar has an authentic feel, which is down to where it was filmed. Where was it actually filmed?
Yeah, it was filmed in a pub called The Cock. You might know, Jerry, down in just next to between kind of King's Cross and Euston.
Yes.
The Cock Tavern. It's an area called kind of Somerstown, really, but it's a real old school Irish bar. We knew about it. We used to go there on the way back from football and stuff. It's a really nice, local Irish bar, and kind of a bit hidden away. So it's never sort of really packed like a lot of the bars around there. And the landlady's from Sligo as well. So we went there after a football match, actually, and we got chatted to her and said, would you consider putting a gig on? And she went along with it. We had such a great night there that we thought, it's such a kind of an iconic place that it would be really good kind of to make a video there. So we decided we just basically, the next gig we did would go down and film it and get a load of our mates down and family and put it on. And we're really pleased how it turned out, to be honest. It kind of catches the band and catches the vibe of a gig, to be honest.
Indeed. Now, on the other end of the scale, what's the largest crowd you've played to so far?
We've done a few gigs. I mean, we played at the Irish festival in Luton recently, last St. Patrick's Day just gone. We played in the Hat Factory, which is the first time we played there, but it was I think that was one of our, that was a great night, a great day. There's a big crowd there, came from the festival. It was, I think, everyone was up for it. It was there was a big crowd of that, so that was really enjoyable, especially playing in Luton, because we're all kind of living there now.
Indeed, yes. I was actually on the main stage earlier on mentioning about you playing in the Hat Factory after, and I did hear it was an absolute, really superb day. Now, I'll be giving out your dates in June and July going forward. For more on Missing the Ferry, check out the social media, which are at Missing the Ferry, simple as that. This weekend it's a welcome return tonight to the Shamrock Club. You appeared there at a fundraiser for an Irish dance school that met you there on St Patrick's Night this year. The members and visitors to the Shamrock Club will love your music. I must say there's loads of enthusiasm there. Paul, listen, I'm hearing from all the artists we featured that they're delighted to be back on the road after the long layoff due to the pandemic. You'll be on stage from 8:30 at the Shamrock, and you can't beat live gigs, can you, Paul?
No, definitely. It's great, and honestly, it's such a relief to get out there again and going through the whole COVID, and especially yourself really when you're into this kind of the game. It's you're not sure when the next gig was going to come from, and to get out there meeting people again, it's such a pleasure, it's such a privilege. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it as ever.
Yeah, and then you're out again actually tomorrow at 1:20 tomorrow at the Rickmansworth Festival on the Batchwood stage. Now that's a great setting for a day out by the waterways. Listen, do try and catch Missing the Ferry at the Shamrock Club tonight, and also tomorrow in Rickmansworth. Paul, listen, it's been great to speak to you. Well done on your achievements so far, and here's to wish you continued success for many years.
Thanks so much, Jerry. Thanks for having us on. Take care. Cheers.
A real pleasure. And here we have the song Castle Bar, starting off with the poem.
What have you done, St. Peter said, to gain admission here? I've worked at Whipps Cross Hospital for many and many a year. Come in, St. Peter said, and quickly rang the bell. Come in, my dear, and take your seat. You've had your share of hell.
Take me home to Castlebar, send me home to die. Take me home to Castlebar, it's there I wanna lie. Although the sun is shining and the birds they sing so sweet. Take me home to Castlebar, it's there my friend will meet.
Sent to Camden Town.
Well, I was just a boy.
I drank my weight in misery.
Well, I drank my weight in joy.
Aye.
And now my life is fading fast and soon I will be dust. So take me home to Castlebar and you, my friend, I trust.